Hi Gemini, welcome to my channel. My name is Kem. So today, Gemini, for your meditative session, it's really powerful. You guys got the ladybug. And what I really like about the ladybug is it means good luck, basically, right? It means something good's happening, right? A good thing is going to happen to you. And I like this card. It says, this is a time of good fortune and abundance, so be willing to receive all good things in your life. And what I really like is the wording, be willing to receive it, right? Of course you're like, well, if good shit's happening for me, I'm down for that, right? But are you really down for that? You know what I mean? Like, is that really what you want? When you're thinking about what you want, do you always think of the positive, or do you think of like worst case scenarios? I feel like this is for me a lot too. It's like, I used to always think of worst case scenarios so I would not get disappointed. And I'm a Gemini ascendant, so you can imagine, and I'm a Virgo. So imagine like the two powerful manifestors, Gemini and Virgo, imagining of worst case scenarios, right? It's crazy. I never tell anybody my signs in these readings, and I just told Gemini. But yeah, I feel good about it, so I'm going to stay with it. But yeah, Geminis, don't tell people. But yeah, I feel like it's really important, right? The way you think right now. So if you think that you could have it right now, if you think that it's yours, they're already saying, say thank you for it. Like, pretend that you already have whatever it is that you're thinking of and say thank you for it. That's how freaking serious the shit is right now. Don't play games with your mind, right? Don't go to those negative places that you go to protect yourself, that the ego takes you because your ego doesn't want you to get hurt, right? So they're like, oh, don't think about it. Don't worry. Like, you know, you don't even need that. No, you are about to get everything that you want. You know what I mean? This is a time, it's an auspicious moment. It's a good time. It's good fortune and abundance coming to you. But you have to be willing to receive it. Use your mind right now in the best way possible. Always think positive. Write down whatever it is that you want. Think about it before you go to bed. Think about like the life that you want and say like, thank you, because I already have it. Like, if you keep doing this, Gemini, everything that you've been imagining is going to come for you, I promise. And I hope it comes for me too, right? Don't think of like worst case scenarios. Don't think of negative things. Use your mind right now, and like all you have to do is use your mind, right? And I know that's like an exertion. I think people think like using the mind is not. It is tiring, right? But you are the manifester. Like, you could do this. Anytime your mind goes to some place that shouldn't be, just correct yourself, you know? Don't think on those thoughts. Choose to receive this. Choose to be happy. It's a choice. Choose it. So yeah, Gemini, let's pull some cards. So Gemini, I feel like there's been a time when you were kind of in hermit mode, right? With this Queen of Cups and the Hermit. And I don't think that it's necessarily a bad thing that you were in hermit mode. I think it was a really good thing, because you were thinking about what you wanted, right? You were thinking about what it is. It's like you were wondering what it is that you even want, right? Because you can have anything you want. You're the manifester, right? You can have anything that you want. And I think you're beginning to see that, right? It's just all in your head, right? Whatever you say in your head kind of goes. And that's kind of what this whole reading is about. It's like really the gist of this whole reading is the power of your mind, right? And I think it took a long time to maybe get into your heart space, to maybe get back, because I feel like you have to manifest from the heart. It's not only the manifestor in the regular tarot deck, he has every single element, right? He has like the wand, he has the sword, he has the cup, and he has the pentacle. He can use whatever he needs to get whatever he needs. And it's, it's kind of, it might seem a little bit easy for the manifestor to do it, but I don't think it's necessarily easy. I think it's more of being in this energy, like in the heart, right? Because you have to manifest from the heart. I feel like that's the first thing I have to say, is like, it's not only like it comes a lot from the heart. It's like, what do you really want? What do you truly want, right? And I think you were, one, getting clear on that, and two, kind of opening up your heart again, right? I think you were opening up, for a long time, if there was something that could have been bothering you, it could have been like blocking your manifestations, right? If you're not in the right energy, everything can come out kind of like, it's like you want this dog, and then in your dreams you see like a 3-headed dog. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, things come out a little bit funky when you're not in the right energy, right? So you have to be in the right energy to manifest what it is that you want clearly, or you get like a half-assed manifestation, or the version, like the worst version of it. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, it has to be perfect. And that's what I'm getting with this, right? It's like the power of your mind is so important in this manifestation. That's why they keep saying just to like think positively, right? If you're open to it and you're in this heart space energy, which I feel like you are, it's like the manifestations will come seamlessly into your life, right? If you're open to it. And you see how she has the cup here? This is how important the cup is right now. The cup is so important in this manifestation because it's coming from the heart. It's coming from the, I don't know how else to say it. It's coming from maybe even the soul, right? Maybe something really very, very deep within. And that's why I feel it's like the manifestation power, Gemini. Again, it has a lot to do with the mind, but it also has a lot to do with the cup. And you had to kind of integrate yourself back into the cup. So maybe that's why things have been a little slow right now, because you had to kind of take that time to get back into your heart space, because you cannot manifest properly without the cup. That's what I want to say. And this, once you kind of get back into that element, this is how seamless it's going to be. But look at you here, opening up the heart, right? Like opening it back up. It took a long time, and it's fine that it took a long time, like who cares? What is time? It's not even real, right? It took you whatever it took you, but look how good, look how freaking good the spread is. The desire, right? Figuring out what it is that you want and feeling something for it, feeling passionate about something again, right? Feeling like maybe, oh yeah, like I want to be in a relationship again. I want to have that achievement in my life. Like I want to achieve that goal in my life. I want to, have that friendship in my life. This is all coming from the heart. And it's a really important thing in this manifestation, in whatever it is you're creating, because it's going to be the heaven on earth. But the heaven on earth, even though it seems very earthly, right? Because yes, it's here, it's on this earth. It takes the cup. It takes the cup. And again, it takes all of them. It takes like the earth, it takes the pentacle, the cup, the sword, and the wand. We have like everything out here. But I think what really took time was reintegrating yourself back into your heart space so that you could manifest properly. And now that you've done that, I think that you're very, very powerful. The crone is coming up, right? You understand this, and now you're sitting in this like crone energy. And I really like this because she just looks so serious. Like she just looks like she does not mess around, like she's like on her way, and it's like, oh, like you can't mess with me. And I think that's also the importance of this. I think once you have, when for a long time maybe you were a little bit paranoid, or maybe for a little bit of time you were like, my manifestations, people are like messing with what I want, you know what I mean? People are sending me negative vibes. People are sending me, not the best energy, and I feel like it's affecting my energy, and then I can't manifest properly. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this kind of reminds me of that. It kind of reminds me of like, if you have to be in a darker, like in the ego a little bit, or like you have to get into your shadow basically. It's not hard for you to kind of get into that mode, right? Where you kind of can protect yourself now, but at the same time you can still manifest. That's what I want to say for everybody who like felt that their manifestations in the past couldn't come to fruition because of some sort of interference from maybe someone else, it's like that can't happen to you anymore because you don't believe it can happen anymore. Do you know what I'm saying? At that time, maybe you believed it could. Maybe you believed that others were affecting your energy, but now you know like nobody can, right? So that's also another powerful thing that like coming through that I think is really important for you, Gemini, is like nobody can mess with your energy anymore, right? You're not, it's like, yes, you have opened your heart back up, and you can be seen as this Queen of Cups, but at the same time, you're going to protect your heart chakra and your heart space and your energy and your manifestations really, really harshly, right? Like, it's like you have this duality to yourself. And I think it's because you've learned to kind of integrate some part of your shadow. Some part of your shadow work has really helped you integrate. It's helped you integrate the power of the ego. And I think you're using it for you this time. Instead of being paranoid and like having things work against you, you can see it now as everything's working for you. Again, it's the power of the mind, right? The power of the mind. Everything's working for you, right? Somebody sends you energy, can't even touch you. That shit just falls right off, right? And I think that powerful thinking of like, I'm so protected, I'm so, loved, and I love myself so much that nothing can touch me. That energy, right, protects all the manifestations happening right now. So you're like in this very, very powerful energy, Gemini, where it's like nobody can mess with you. And your heart space is open. You're not scared that it's open because it's, again, you're protecting it like very fiercely. But at the same time, your heart is open. So do you see how like hard that is to be? Like opening the heart space, but at the same time being in this like, I will f you up energy, like if you come and touch me. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like you can kind of get like that duality that you need. And that's what makes you the magical like manifestor, I feel, because you understand all these things, right? It's so many aspects that come into play when we manifest. And it's not just about like manifesting on a, when the moon is right and all this shit. Like it comes from the mind, and you understand that. And I think that's why everything is coming to you now, right? With the heaven and earth, you've done so much work. You've gotten clear on what it is that you want and what it is that you need, right? Because we all have wants, and then we all have like needs, right? I could want to get a new coat, right, for the winter, but I have one already, so I don't technically, need it, right? But I want it, right? And there's like a huge difference between that. And I think you're even being very serious about that. Like you're like, if I don't really need it, then it's not that serious, right? Like, yes, I want a lot of things, but what do I need right now, right? Like, what do I need? And I think you understand that you only need yourself for all the shit. So again, that's even giving you more power because you're not like held on a conclusion, right? It's like, it's like, oh, people are like, I need this person. It has to be that exact person, right? It can't be anybody else. That is like, that's not the whole point of like manifesting, right? It's like, it's being loose with the manifestation. It's being loose with the thought, the idea, the desire, but at the same time, like letting it go, right? Like, yeah, I put that out into the universe and then I let that shit go. Right? If it doesn't, what my grandma always says this, and I think it's so important. It's like she doesn't ask for anything specifically. She's like, just give this person what's in their highest good. Right? Because she doesn't even know what that is. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, how does she know what's in my highest good? What she thinks is in my highest good, what I think is in my highest good, and what my dad thinks is in my highest good. And do you get what I'm saying? Everybody can think something different. So how is she going to pray for a specific thing? So she doesn't. And that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's just, what is the highest good for me? Give it to me. Like, I don't even know what that shit is sometimes. Can you just help me out? Give it to me. And that's what I feel like this desire is. It's kind of like letting go, knowing that you have all the power, and at the same time giving all that power to the divine so that they can like put whatever it is that they need to put there. You know what I mean? It's like, my grandma, she prays for what's in my greatest good. And that's what you're doing. It's like, I just need what's in my greatest good. Like, you don't even have to be that specific. You understand that too. This is why you're the freaking magic manifestor, yo. And yeah, it's interesting because I see this couple here, right? This true pair out. And they're also being very much affected by this air energy, right? You see how the air is at the end? And yes, this could be communication, right? Because this is the sword energy, right? And I think it's also the power of the mind. The same thing we've been talking about, the power of the mind. Like, they're using it now to help them, right? You're using it now to help you. It's not causing you anything. It's not stressing you out anymore. Do you know what I'm saying? You're both using it for you. And that's going to change everything. I feel like here, if you know this person, or it doesn't matter if you know them or you don't know them. The point is that if you haven't been in a relationship for a while or something didn't work out in the past, I feel like it was like your own mind. You know what I mean? It kind of could have been even self-sabotage. Not only on your part, on their part. Like, you both kind of like self-sabotaged your relationship, self-sabotaged yourselves in a way, because I feel like it was a lot to do with the mind. A lot to do with like communication, maybe a lack of communication, a lack of clarity, a lack of using your intuition, a lack of knowing what it is that was like good for you at the time and what you needed at the time versus what you wanted at the time. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, all these things that like, these are the things that blocked this probably from happening, right? Because we have the Queen of Wands in reverse and the Two of Wands in reverse, right? It's like you stopped yourself, right? But now I don't see that happening anymore because you're in the right energy, right? You're coming up upright, right? With the heaven and earth on top of you, and the king is coming up. I'm saying you're the feminine, but you could be the masculine. It doesn't matter. Pick your energy. And the king is coming up with the scribe. So you're both are being very smart about what you think about. And if that's not what you're doing, then you need to be. You need to be very smart about being willing to receive all the good things in your life. Being willing, choosing to receive it, choosing to be happy. It's a choice. It's the mind, right? Using the mind wisely. Again, it can easily become a nightmare, right? It's like, look at this. Like, it could be this or this, right? It can easily be something that turns into something else very quickly, right? And it's easy for you guys because your mind is very powerful. You're the manifester. So that's what I'm saying. Don't think, like, maybe you thought, oh, this isn't going to work out. This isn't going to work out. This person's not going to be loyal. This person's not going to be loyal. And then they weren't loyal, and it didn't work out. And you're like, I wonder why that didn't work out. It's like, were you putting out anything? You kept saying it wasn't going to work out. You kept saying like this person was going to lie. You kept saying this person was going to do it, right? I think that's another important thing about this relationship. Is like, what are you saying about the other person in your head? Like, are you even trusting this person? Are you communicating with them like that you have faith in them, right? Like, the fact that you didn't maybe have faith in them in the past, and you thought they were going to lie, you thought that they were going to cheat, you thought that they were going to do something stupid, and then they did that stupid thing. It's like, well, are you really surprised after you might have said it like 100 times in your head? Like, probably not. Maybe you shouldn't be, because you're like putting that out there. You kept putting it out there, right? Like that negativity. So that's what I'm saying. It's like the positive thing is what's important right now. Even with this, it's like this person is receiving this clarity, right? From the Queen of Swords. This could be you speaking some truth to them, but I really think it's just the universe, right? Like, maybe you made some form of communication with this person. Maybe, but I just feel like they're being very clear as well, right? With this, all the sword energy around you guys. And look at Judgment. Yeah, they're getting very, very clear. They're getting guided and they're getting clear about the soulmate. And I think, look at this. Look at the crows. Right? They're being guided and you're being guided. And yeah, that's what a soulmate is. Like a little bit of mirroring going on, right? You guys are a true pair. You're both coming up as the wands. So you're both in this position, I feel like, to start manifesting, right? You're both like wanting to manifest, wanting to start something new. Keep in mind what I'm saying for the rest of your life. Like, if you want this person to like be what you want them to be, don't put that negative shit out there, right? Like, oh, this person is gonna do this and this person's gonna fuck up, and this person, then maybe they will. Like, do you know what I mean? There's this thing that people say, like, oh, they have the tongue. I don't know if you guys have heard that. Like, they have the tongue. Like, anything they say kind of comes true. So imagine if you're like one of those people, right? Like, it's like, oh, like she says that and then it happens. Like, what are you saying? You know what I mean? Like, be careful what you're saying. Like, don't put that negative shit out there. That's what I feel like I want to say to the Queen of Fire and to the King of Fire. I think it's the same lesson, to be honest. Like, what are you putting out there? One. And two, I think for this king, it has a lot to do with clarity, intuition, communicate, like more of the intuition and clarity, right? And even maybe communication, right? It's like that's what they're receiving at this time. You're receiving this sword, but in a different way. I think you're learning to use the element that your element, the sword energy, well, to manifest properly. Like, this is like, oh, like, how do I manifest properly? How do I keep this, if I have the tongue, let's just call it that. Like, if I have the tongue, like, what am I saying? You know what I mean? What am I putting out in the universe? And yeah, I think you're both learning these like very big lessons in this sword, right? In this truth, in this clarity, in this communication. And I feel like this is a good thing, right? With this Judgment and the Six of Cups, because it's like, again, I think it's the same lesson for them too. It's like whatever they said also, I think whatever they put out there also didn't help the situation. If this is like somebody that like it didn't like work out. And because I feel like this is like two energies, right? The Queen of Wands in reverse and the Queen of Wands upright. So I feel like it's like two different time periods. So I'm getting the same thing with this masculine. It's like two different time periods of them like doing things and needing to like clear it up, right? Like making a mess and having to clear it up, like manifesting something stupid, like something, I manifested that basically, like that person like looking at my text, or that person, I kept saying they were going to do it, they did it. I manifested that shit. Like, they're learning that lesson as well as the Judgment, right? But the Judgment is good because it brings them clarity, taking a look at shit, and like the sun is like on them, right? They're looking at the sun. Yeah, the scribe is letting this person know, like the scribe is letting this person know. It's like, it's not even like only that they had a role in whatever happened, but like also that they have a role in whatever happens next, right? It's like the power again is in your hands, in your mind. Like, where do you take your mind? Where are you gonna go? So yeah, Gemini, let's pull some Divine Feminines. I love this reading. You guys already know what the deal is. Like, I hope this was very clear. And yeah, let's pull a Divine Feminine. So yeah, Gemini, nothing was falling out from the Divine Feminines. I think they kind of just wanted to leave it like that. That's your one task. That's like your homework. I know everyone hates that word, but I think you really have to work on everything that I was saying. Like, I feel like I can't even remember what I said. So I know that I was like heavy channeling and I was getting a lot of goosebumps. So I know that's a good thing too. So I hope that you guys are able to have this heaven on earth and just be wise about where your mind is going right now and claim this abundance. Remember, it's a choice, right? It's a choice. This good fortune and abundance is a choice. So yeah, Gemini, I love you guys so much. I hope this reading resonates, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.